What's up, Blizzard Nation? Welcome back to Strictly Blizzness, episode 82.
82.
Something looks different.
It feels different.
Yeah?
Yes, my chair feels different.
In a good way, as we make it awkward for everybody on the camera? Is it a good feel different?
Oh, no, it's a good feel different. Yeah, no, it's a great feel different. See, look at this. They have a table here. And
it's awesome. We
got
the royal. There
different.
were donuts when we walked in.
There were
donuts after we walked in, but we'll count it.
That's all right. So why don't you recap, because it's been 3 weeks. So
it's been 3 weeks. And last episode, we sent off Drew from Big Bark Media. And then those of you who follow us on Facebook, which should be all of you, saw that he got a job with the Milwaukee Brewers. He is up and cruising. So I've had the pleasure of working with Edge VR Arcade and Creative Edge over the seasons. Actually, a couple individuals I know well before that. So just a really cool conversation. They support local, great group of guys. We were looking forward to do some incredible things with them. And here we are in the new location for Strictly Blizzness, episode 82, but episode 1 of... Nope. Okay.
Wait, what?
Missed it by that much. So really cool. And if those of you guys who don't know, Edge VR Arcade is a arcade / VR / esports. They have their hands in everything in a good way. It is incredible. Check it out for a thing to do any day of the
if
week.
you're a gamer, I highly suggest it. So I kind of got lost walking back here and was, because I went to get my
Because you were in a
tea.
VR headset. Yeah, I get it.
No, I wasn't. But I was pretty amazed.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in here. I have not been in here. Larry's been in here with the crew from the village, but I have not. So pretty cool. If you're a gamer, I highly suggest it. Right off Packerland, so easy to get to, right off 172.
Yeah.
If you don't know Green Bay, that's a great location.
It's in Green Bay. Use the GPS.
Yes.
But really, really cool. So we were already set to do stuff with them for the season, and they just stepped up in a big way to keep this existing. You will see them interwoven throughout Blizzard football as we go forward with some really cool stuff, which I'll get to later in the episode as well.
Look at you with the high vocabulary.
What?
Interwoven.
Wow. All of a sudden, Blizzard Nation's going to think I can count and use words now.
Yeah.
Rewind 81 episodes. You'll find out that's not true. I didn't even know what city I was born in on an episode, apparently.
That's true. That's true. Why do you want to keep reliving that?
I do. I just want my mom
I
to
know
be
your
proud.
mom watches the show.
Yeah, right.
So that's good. That's good.
Yeah, so they are on board. We are so excited. The studio is awesome. Great place. And we have some other news and a really cool story for you that I would love you to tell about. So last season, you invited Werner Electric to a game.
They were part of our Trinks visit that we did. We invited them to come along because we do so much, as an OEM, we do so much work with Werner Electric, sourcing different electronics for our presses at Trinks. So we had them come along. There were 3 of them that came to the game, and they were just blown away by the indoor game. And you
said, hey, Ryan, you should reach out to them.
I said, why don't you reach out to them and see if you can get them to have a company event next year.
Yep.
And I think that went well.
Yes.
And then it turned into something a little bit more.
It did. So we're going to NASCAR Strictly Blizzness. No, there will be logos on everything. So not only did Creative Edge and Edge VR support, but Werner Electric will be involved in Strictly Blizzness as well. And that was just a really cool conversation and a testament to your relationship with them, because they wanted to do more than the group outing. And Creative Edge and Edge VR were outstanding when I visited last week and said, hey, what do you think about this? The timing just was weird, and now we have both of you, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and Werner's big supporters in the community as well. Yep. So we'll start to bring all of that together into life as we move forward through the season. But I'm excited to have them on board.
Yeah, it was cool.
So shout out. And you actually ended up worked with someone at Best Buy who was at the game.
Yeah, when we went down to the suite that game to say hi to them, I knew an individual that worked with me at Best Buy, Amanda. And then when we were emailing back and forth, we went down memory lane a little bit. That was really cool when that stuff comes full circle and you connect with somebody from a different job. So
yeah, it's pretty cool to have all of the paths that you may have taken kind of come back in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
I like that idea a lot.
So 2 really cool pieces, and this will be the first we talk about them with the Creative Edge crew, is not only will you have Strictly Blizzness to watch during the season, but we have 2 new segments that'll come out during the week too. So thanks to Aaron's company, we will have Mammoth Moments. So they make Mammoth snowblowers. So that will be our new highlights for the week.
Did you come up with that?
I did.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Was it bad?
It's fabulous.
Oh, okay. I thought I was about to, cut this episode real short to start our time here.
A mammoth moment.
Yep.
Okay.
So mammoth moments, and then Bolt construction. So we are going to have the Bolt Build Boldly game plan. So it's the keys of the game, essentially. So Coach and Ben from Bolt will do a quick 3 to 5 minute social media segment each week, breaking down the 3 keys to the opponent we're about to face. So what do we got to do on offense? What do we got to do on defense? And then my thought was doing an X factor in if this player goes off, the game is over type, one of those, just in a real cool way. And a neat fact about Ben Bruns from Bolt is he actually did play-by-play for the Barnstormers for years. So he's got IFL ties, is from Iowa. So
he knows Joe really well.
Yeah, it won't be Corey carrying the conversation. He knows the indoor game. He played football at a certain level too. So it'll be a real cool couple new social media things coming. And thanks to Creative Edge, I sold stuff that we can now do. So we didn't have to quick rewind and be like, can't do that anymore. Do you want another dasher board? So...
Well, that's neat. And Joey's also going to have his own podcast as well. For those of you that don't know, Joey Bonadonna is our play-by-play.
Yep.
He's our color commentator. And he is going to Madison right now studying journalism, has his own podcast. He covers the Badger sports as well. He hasn't gotten into football yet, but I don't think it'll take long. He's only a freshman.
Yeah.
First semester freshman, and he's already calling their basketball games.
That's awesome.
That shows you the talent that we have in him. So he'll also be doing a podcast that we'll be working out this week.
A lot of good stuff and all the reasons to tune in on social media.
Right. Excellent. Well, that's not the whole show,
no.
is it?
Should we hit him with it? No. There will be some IFL news in a couple weeks, right?
Well, so next week we won't have a show. We're going to take another week break, not because we're already sick of each other in the new year, but simply
Goodbye, Creative Edge.
Simply because I will be at the league meetings. Larry and I will be at the league meetings next Monday, and we will be discussing some rule changes. So just to give you an idea of what we're talking about, it's not that we're changing the game. We're trying to speed up play. And we're also, as I mentioned on episode 80 and 81, our refs, we're having a hard time finding the refs because of the specialty of our game.
Okay.
So we're trying to stick more with the college rules so that it's not such a difficult transition for a ref to come in. Because as you guys know, watching the indoor game, and in particular the IFL, we have some specialty rules that are only to our game. And unfortunately, we've had a lot of refs miss them.
Yep.
And if that makes or breaks a game, you know how coaches feel and how owners feel afterwards. So we're trying to stick with that mode of play that you would see on College Game Day.
So trying to speed up the game is in an awkward time to ask to extend halftime a couple games with Todd?
I say we go there.
Well, they're not changing that rule, are they?
No.
Okay.
No. So it's more to make sure. And in all arenas, it happens. If it's a blowout game, you see people leaving third quarter.
Right.
Now, because we gear our games towards family, if you're going to a 7:30 game, a 7:00 game even, that's tough on your young kids. Come 9:00, they're passed out in the stands, or they're getting unruly because they're tired.
Right.
So, Todd, the way Todd posed it to us owners is we want to speed up play, and we also want there to be more points.
Okay.
Because we have in the last 2 seasons had some low scoring games.
Right.
Not that I want it to be 85-0 or 85-10, but
cool.
At least get more than 20 points per game up on the board.
Awesome.
So we will have IFL news the next time we
cool.
meet. We'll go over the new rules or the rules that have changed and just kind of break that down. And anything else that comes out of the league meetings.
Got it. What else you got? There it was. It took me 10 minutes to do it, but
I did
pretty
it. Good.
What
Was
else
it 10
you got?
minutes already?
I don't know.
So the last time we were here, it was pre-holiday.
Yep.
Did you have a good holiday?
I did. You?
I did. It was great.
Awesome.
Rang in the new year. Took a little R&R with the family.
You did.
So that was great.
Yep.
Had to listen to people on their phones with speakers.
On the airplane?
Oh,
it's a pet peeve.
Turn off your phone, lady. Put your headphones in.
That's what headphones were built for.
Or in the airport. It still drives me nuts. I really want to just sit down next to someone and start getting in on the conversation because I can hear every little thing.
On the other side of the phone.
Yes. Yeah. I don't want to know your conversation.
No.
Especially if you're a stranger.
Yeah.
Because I will listen in if you're playing it back.
Right.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, right.
So let's talk a little bit about NFL.
Yeah.
So Packers are done.
Yeah. That went well. Said no one ever.
Vikings are done.
Yeah,
that's all I care about is they're done.
Yeah, right.
But there was a neat thing that happened, I think.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
No,
I don't talk the whole time.
I talked the first half. You're up.
So what I found, and all of you know, and I don't want to infringe on any rights, but all of you know that there was a very serious injury and on the field that halted a Monday Night Football game. And because of that injury, there was many chains of events that happened within Buffalo to not only pray for the team and the player himself, but just to bring the community together around something and all football in general. It was really cool for me to watch a lot of those shows that you normally see, Monday Night Football. Yeah. Everyone was, of course, concerned, but they were all taking a moment of silence. They were all thinking about the man himself that had the cardiac arrest on the field, which to me doesn't make this just about a couple of guys, as you hear sometimes, in tights throwing a ball around. Mm-hmm. These are men that are giving up so much and sacrificing. Yes, they make money, but for him in particular, there's no money for going down like this. Yeah, they can cover his medical expenses, but will he ever play football again? And all of the guys that get on the field, even in our game, there is a physical challenge. And at any given time, something like this can happen.
Right.
So I guess this is more of I want to say feel good around the prayer and the vigils and everything else that happened, but also to bring the human factor into the game of football.
Absolutely.
There's more to it than just these guys getting on the field and playing the game. They put their heart and soul into this. This is their lifeline. And as we know, it's a short-lived game. Mm-hmm. In the IFL, if you haven't made it up to the next level in 3 to 4 years, you really should consider
what's next.
Go back to your degree, figure something out. Maybe you want to coach, but there's only so many opportunities to do that.
Right.
Just like in the NFL. So hats off to everybody on how they handled that in the NFL. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just in general. So
awesome.
That's my rant for today.
I don't know. It was a rant. It was necessary. It's literally been 3 weeks since an episode.
Yeah, it has. All right.
That would have been something we covered in real time had we been.
Yeah, if we had been on the air last
Yep.
week. Absolutely. Okay. I think that's all I have.
I thought there was one more, but I could be wrong.
Do we have any social that we want to talk about?
Like the pop culture stuff?
Yeah.
I mean,
we've seen we have not talked at all about Ant-Man, just so you know.
That it's coming out?
Well, and just some of the previews that are out there.
Oh, yeah. It looks insane.
It does.
I think it will define the Marvel universe for the rest of whatever phase we're in. So I think it's setting up bigger than they weren't throwaway movies the last 2 to 3, but they felt like outside the universe a little bit. So
right. They're bringing us back in. Yep. They wanted everybody to have their moment in time. So I got back into Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So I
haven't watched any of the Netflix one if I'm being real. So
well, now it's on Disney.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of want Disney to bring back Iron Fist.
Didn't Angela Bassett win a historic award too for Black Panther? I'm looking to the crowd right now too. I think so, right? I think she did.
She did.
Yeah.
She did.
Yes, and it was the first ever, both for in that category. I think for a woman of color, which is awesome.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And it was. I thought that I was just amazed by that. That was fantastic. The other thing that we should talk about, and this is more from a health perspective, and we talked about cardiac arrest, but Elvis's daughter passed away.
Oh yeah,
you did not.
I didn't
know
that, so this got awkward.
So for me. Yeah, Golden Globes.
Okay.
She was there with her mom, Priscilla, Lisa Marie, and and I forget what his name is, but the guy that played Elvis in the movie Elvis got Best Actor.
Okay.
So there were all kinds of accolades from her and her mom, and then she passed away later in the week.
Got it. Oh yeah,
from cardiac
that was a movie
arrest.
released last year. Yeah. Okay, got it.
From cardiac arrest. So I have a plug out to all you ladies out there. It's a silent killer in women. For women, heart attacks don't present the same. It could feel like stomach pain. You don't get the normal, oh, my arm, and I can't remember even which arm it is, because do you know which arm it is?
I don't.
Okay.
It's right up there. Health is right up there with math and spelling for me.
Medical.
Yeah, right.
So ladies, if you're having any kind of chest pain, absolutely go in. Don't mistake heartburn. It is a killer in women ages 36 to 54. So that's young.
Yeah.
That's way too young.
Right.
And especially for something that you can prevent and take care of.
Yes.
So that's my plug for all the ladies out there that watch the show.
Got
all
it.
2 of them.
I remember the other thing amidst that conversation.
Oh, good. See, I rambled long enough. Oh my goodness, that is a big deal.
That was almost a pause, re-record.
Larry's mad at me right now.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
So were you talking about Michigan or no?
Let's talk about Michigan.
Okay.
We love Michigan.
Like as a state?
As a state.
Okay.
But we really love Michigan because we are going to have training camp up at Michigan Tech.
Got it.
So
never been done.
Never been done. And I know that some of our other members of the league rely a little bit on some college stadiums here and there, but it has not been to this extent. So we're teaming up with Michigan Tech to have training camp. So the first week of training camp, we're actually going to be up at Northwinds with the guys.
What is Northwinds, Kathy? We've talked about it on the show before, but
we have. So Northwinds is a camp, a base camp that is up in Houghton. It is part of the Village of Businesses. And it's more of a youth camp. It's connected to Camp Luther, but it's also an outdoor adventure post. So
Cool.
There's snowmobiling, four-wheeling. In the summer, there's kayaking, fishing, canoeing, just all outdoors over hundreds of acres of land. And these guys that are coming from the city, don't wear your flip-flops because you're going to be in a couple feet of snow. It's going to be cold.
Good first impression of blizzard football.
Yes, we're going to take them to a tundra, different tundra.
Yep.
So they will be staying at Northwinds. I don't think they're staying in yurts. I think they'll actually be in cabins. So that's at least one plus for them. And then transporting to Michigan Tech every day, where we are bringing the field from PMI. So they'll be on their own field, rolling that out on the track that Michigan Tech has. And they'll be practicing inside their facilities.
Crazy.
So that's pretty cool. And that's a big accomplishment.
Yep.
And that was Larry's brainchild of trying to utilize more of the Northwinds and getting people introduced to Northwinds. Obviously, we'll cover it on social media.
Yes. Yep.
So in covering it on social media, there'll just be, a little bit more interaction with the public on what Northwinds can offer up in the state of Michigan.
Awesome.
So now you can tag Northwinds as well.
I'm glad I remembered that one.
I'm glad you did too, because I totally spaced on that.
Yeah.
That's why we don't have a script.
Correct. At all.
Yeah.
So occasionally we have a cheat sheet, but that's when we're trying to sing the 12 days of Blizzness.
Which went really well.
It went really terrible.
Yeah.
But we sold a lot of stuff, so it worked.
We did. We'll come up with a new jingle.
I don't know about that, but probably.
We'll try. We'll see. All right. Now I think I have everything that we talked about.
So big episode with some awesome news, some awesome, great partners. We're in the midst of ticket sales, everything, book a group. We announced a new field level suite in the bunker, which is
now we have two.
Yep. We have the cave. We have the bunker. The bunker has a real cool feel good piece with it. The Desert Vets of Wisconsin. That's all on the website. You can go check that out. I think you have this week and next week if you're looking for season ticket or flex, and then we're on sale right away in February.
And then it's single game day. So once those game day tickets go, again, we can't stress this enough. If you have flex tickets, do not wait till game day to cash them in, because once tickets go on sale, wherever you thought you were going to sit may have shifted up.
Right.
So by all means, please get your seats for the games.
Yeah, and especially with the laser show night last year is the millionth time we'll talk about on the show about it. Just if you plan on going that one, get the tickets right away.
Yeah, secure that one first.
Yep. Youth Jersey is trending that way, but Youth Jersey, we'd probably be okay because laser show night, we close off a part to fire lasers. Same thing with Faith and Family Night. Youth Jersey, we could go to 8,000 seats if we needed to. So it's more so where we modify the arena in Kids Night, Laser Show, and Faith and Family Night that you need to, because we're at 6,000 that night versus 8,000 capacity. So
yeah, and why do we block those seats off? Because pretty important.
You can't sit on the lasers. That's
you don't
dangerous,
want them shining
or shining directly in your eye.
Yeah.
And if you sat behind there during the Faith and Fellowship show with Micah Tyler this year, you would be behind the concert and wouldn't hear anything. So you could still come to the game, but they're not ideal for the post-game festivities. So
correct.
Yeah.
All right.
So exciting stuff. So I always tell people when the calendar year flips, I turn into like Hulk Ryan and I start smashing stuff just because there's like a legit countdown from the home opener. Yes, not the brand new setup at Creative.
That's
Edge.
why you have
Hulk smash.
Yeah, don't start wrecking stuff. We just got here.
Right. The reality of you get all this time to prep, and even though we're selling and renewing stuff and working on everything, the second the calendar year flips, it just feels more realistic because you're counting down to a home game.
Yeah,
so.
and we're well within that 100 days till. It's literally weeks away now before the guys report.
Yeah.
And then once they report, it's game day.
Yep.
And for us, it happens that first weekend. That Sunday is our first game. So mark your calendars. March 19th will come very, very fast.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. I'm really
excited. It seems like it's far away.
It is because
it's 2 months from like this week. But
yeah. I show a lot of the interns my calendar and it does not go well because I live on it, and there's stuff that's like not an appointment, but as you're trying them, teach them a lesson of being organized in life, you're like, your calendar looks like a box of crayons threw up on it, and it's not great. So like, what's that one? That's a reminder that I have to be at Creative Edge. Like that's what that is, but we're cruising.
A box of crayons.
Yep, I saved that one for you.
Are you using crayons?
On that note.
Yeah.
No, I'm not using crayons.
Okay. All right. You just use different colors for different things.
I do, yeah.
Wow, you're so organized.
And they're not decodable by anybody else. So.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
I think.
So Nap and Selena don't even know where I am right now. It's good leadership.
We're not talking leadership. We're just talking organization right now. So.
Well.
All right.
Should we hit them with the first sign-off from Creative Edge?
I think we should.
Let's hit them with it. Go Blizz. Don't forget to like, follow,
subscribe,
share,
and ring that notification bell to get all of our content in your inbox.